you said, you're gonna stay at middleweight now for a bit. You talked to Dana yet about it? Like, you talked to Dana about what you prefer to fight at, or?
No, I haven't talked to Dana at all yet. Because I'm just focused on this fight. But I think after this fight, I'll be in a position where hopefully I'll be in a better position where I'm able to lay out some options and go with, see what the options are and go with it.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, just from an outside point of view, you have been tremendous at this weight, and you looked really, really great. So, I mean, again, I don't know what it feels like to be, what you're physically feeling like, but you look really great, man. I felt great. I feel great. I'm healthy. I'm eating good. I'm eating normal meals, not eating like a turtle. So, I feel good, man. I feel really good. I just think if I find a way that I can make 170s and make it healthy, I need to find a way that works for me. I think and make it healthy and consistently, then we've got a winning formula. Now, was it? I think I might not have been about you. Did Dana say he would never let you fight at welterweight again? Or was he talking about Henderson? I don't remember when he said that.
He did. I believe he did say that. Yeah, but I hired a manager, and he does great for me. Ali.
Oh, Ali's a good man. Cool. He's a good man, Ali.
Yeah, Ali, he's a real good man, and he's real close with Dana, and me and him have talked, so we have plans of our own.
It's funny.
I know Dana says a lot of things, but we've got our own plan in our minds.
Yeah, right. Ali's one of those few managers that you want to hang out with. He's not that guy that's got that sleazy car salesman feel to him. Ali's a good dude.
Yeah, well, that's the first impression I had.
Yeah.
And I've met a lot of those. Obviously in the industry. So I kind of kept my distance at first, but man, he won me over, man. I'm an Ali fan.
Yeah, most of these guys are assholes. I mean, I didn't have a manager back in the day. I just whatever. It's a different game back then. But I meet some of these guys. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't either for the last 3.5 years that I've been in the UFC. Or, I didn't either until I hired Ali.
Yeah, that was a good decision, Kelvin.
And Kelvin, where do you think you fit into the middle? I mean, there's a bit of a log jam, but you have some tremendous fighters. I think you're number 8, I think, and Anderson's number 7. But above you got Mousasi and Weidman, Yoel Romero. I mean, there's some really, really dangerous guys right above him. So where do you think, Jacare, where do you think you fit into that? Let's just say for the sake of argument, you do win this fight, and maybe you and Anderson switch places and you're not number 7 and you're number 6. Where do you think that puts you in place for going for possibly a title, maybe 1 or 2 fights down the road?
Well, I'd like to fight for the title, as soon as possible. But I think maybe a number 1 contender fight with whoever's number 1 at middleweight or whoever's number 1 at welterweight. But I think the number 1 contender is the only fight I'll take after this fight.
Well, you keep doing what you're doing. It's going to be hard to deny you anything, pal. You're putting people to sleep, man, and in a good way, I'll tell you.
14-2, yeah, and really, really decisive the last 3 fights. Really tremendous.
Really fun to watch.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, very much.
So you're saying if you win this fight, you would only fight Yoel Romero?
I will fight whoever is the number 1 contender. That is correct.
I think it's Yoel, right? Correct?
Chris is saying yes.
Okay. Yeah, and he literally thought he was next in line for Michael Bisping, and then GSP steps in at middleweight now, and he's getting that fight. So
what if GSP wins? That's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
If he wins, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I would think he'd wait to get his title shot, but if he is the number 1 contender, geez, I got a big task at hand.
Now you've remained close with Chael Sonnen?
I haven't spoken to him very much, but every now and then we send each other a text, yeah.
Now, have you adopted any, because Chael, I think, is the master at selling a fight. Now, you really don't have to sell a Gastelum Silva fight. That's an obviously great fight. But he is a master of selling a fight. And people just watch Chael. Before they really know who he is, they want to watch him just to watch him get beat up because he's talking so much shit, and then they find out he's a great fighter. Have you taken any page from that on selling a fight?
Yeah, Well, a little bit, not too much. I just ask for a little bit of of guidance and wisdom from the great CPF himself. Yeah, I just asked for a little advice, and he kind of just gave me some advice and stuff. But yeah.
You're doing it the best way, though. You're doing it with your fists. You know what I mean?
I'm not a very obnoxious person. That's not my personality, so I'll just do it my way, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this earlier. There's nothing worse than a guy like trying to force that. It's because people pick up on it, man. You know, people are going to be rooting for you because one, you're entertaining as hell. You're going forward and you're hurting people. I mean, what's not to like, Jimmy?
I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much.
No
Coming from you, that means a lot.
And hadn't Tim Kennedy, and again, forgive me if I'm wrong in this memory, hadn't he criticized you for not making weight or something, or saying you were undisciplined?
I'm sure there's millions of people that said that.
Oh, okay. So
that's funny.
Because it seemed like they said it almost seemed like you were fighting with more, like almost like you were a little bit annoyed that he had said that.
You know, I am annoyed. You know, I'm over it. You know, it is what it is. You know, I brought it on myself, and I'm not one of those guys that kind of shies away from their problems.
Right.
Or things that they face, you know, not that. But, yeah, you know, it gets old. But, man, if I could grow a six-pack, I would. You know, I've never been able to, not when I was younger, not even now.
It's one of the reasons I root for you, pal.
Yeah.
That's great.
And that's encouraging to me, too, because I just do the elliptical like twice a week, and I'm wondering why I don't have a fucking six-pack. And if you can't get it, I have zero shot.
Yeah, I'm training every day. I'm a gym rat, man. You guys won't believe it, but I'm in the gym all the time. And, you know, it just is what it is. Physically, I don't care anymore, man. I look how I look because God made me this way. I don't know.
There you go. That's what I'm going to start saying.
Yeah.
And people are going to be slapping the meatball sub out of my hand. Like, God made me this way, and I'm eating my fucking pizza.
Hey, you don't seem to have any discomfort fighting in Brazil either. Like, fighting Anderson in Brazil is not usually people's first choice when it comes. Not that you want to fight him in Brooklyn either, but I mean, that's not usually where people want to go to fight Anderson Silva. And you seem completely comfortable doing that.
Not that I'm comfortable with it, but it gets people talking. It got people talking, and it gets people excited, and this is just a big fight in general, you know. So as long as people are talking about my fights and they want to see me win, they want to see me lose, it don't matter.
Is it different fighting a legend like Anderson? I mean, are you going to go in there and rip his head off like anybody else, or are you going to have? Is it going to be a little respect because of who he is and what he's done for the sport and where he's at in his career? I mean, he's a little older, you know what I mean? Are you just going to go in there and is it just a fight, I'm going in there to kill?
No, this fight is a little different than any other fight that I've had because of Anderson, of who he is. You know, I have to give him all the respect in the world. And just give him all his respect, give him all his dues, because he deserves it, I believe. You know, this guy is the greatest of all time, and I think it's like fighting Mike Tyson, who's also considered one of my best of all time. You know, it's insane, and I'm fighting him in his hometown. Yeah. So this is a big fight in general. You know, and also I saw his last fight with Derek Brunson. The guy has little holes, very little to no holes in his game. Usually I can spot people's games and see little holes here and there, like, okay, he does this right, he does this wrong. Anderson does everything right.
I got a tip for you. If he goes to kick you, just block it with your shin. That seems to work.
Oh, shit.
Bobby.
That might have worked before.
Damn, Bobby.
But now he's got metal in his leg. It'll probably hurt your shin.
Yeah, right.
That's fixed. He's an X-Men now.
Well, you know what I do remember, what I do like, I like punching a hole through his fucking chest.
Ray Longo. That's a quote from Ray Longo.
Yeah, really?
You did not know.
Yeah,
that's great. He's gonna love that you said that because he's a fan of yours.
He's the greatest.
I'm a fan of you, of him, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, fan of, when Ray Longo was cornering Weidman for his first fight versus Anderson. Anderson was playing around that first round, and he's doing all that stuff. It cost him in the second, but in between rounds, Now, it sounds like it's not the most sophisticated of advice, you know what I mean? Sure. Or the technical, but it really is because...
What did he say to him?
Well, he says, listen to me. He goes, just like we talked about, I want you to punch a hole in his fucking chest, Chris. You hear me? I want you to punch a hole in his fucking chest. Because, you know, he didn't want him headhunting, basically.
Right, because he's going to move his head.
He wanted to aim for that chest, aim for the body, and then he'd find that head, and sure enough, it worked out for him. Longo knows his stuff.
And Anderson probably wasn't expecting guys to. No one goes chest hunting, so it's probably he was expecting him to be able to use his
greatest.
speed.
But when you hear it, it's just it's like out of a movie.
Oh, well, especially because Longo's out of a movie.
Yeah,
the guy
he
looks
is.
like in one of the Goodfellas.
Yeah, his accent, like punch a hole in his chest.
And you also have to be careful too, Cal. I mean, even though he is 41. I mean, he still is Anderson Silva, and he still could put a foot I mean, look, Chael beat the shit out of him for 5 rounds, and he wound up finding a way. What, a minute and 30 left, and legitimately,
look, he beat Bisping. He had it.
Yeah,
he just fucked up.
Just fucked up.
I mean, he had that. Knocked him clean the fuck out with a flying knee, right?
Yeah,
and he just celebrated. If he didn't celebrate and he went down, there you go.
Yeah, so he's still very, very dangerous. So you're showing him respect. He's different, but you really do have to kind of go in there to kill because, because that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
And, you drop your hands for 1 second and he's going to plant his foot in your mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. And I said give him all his respects, give him all his dues. But like I said, once that cage door closes, it's got to be your world. And I intend to make it my world and drag him into my world.
Well, you are a fun guy to watch, dude. And when you beat Uriah Hall, in the Ultimate Fighter finale, I don't think most people expected you to win, but I think you showed exactly who you are as a fighter. In that, it's like you weren't impressed with, and I like Uriah a lot, but you weren't impressed with the hype that people had around him. At least watching this show, the fact that he was so devastating with his feet, you didn't seem to give a shit, and you made him fight your fight, and it was really, really the first time I became aware of you, and it was so impressive.
Yeah,
man, thank you very much. I think part of it was just. I knew a little bit of his game because we had trained together in the house, in the Ultimate Fighter house. Well, everybody in the house was really, 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 really annoyed by him because of the way he trained. He was going really, really hard, and I'd be the only idiot who would, okay, I'll go. And I knew his game a little bit, and just I was more comfortable going into the fight. Because of that, I think.
Yeah, watching it, to be honest, I didn't love him when I was watching him on The Ultimate Fighter. And then I've spoken to him and interviewed him. He's a great guy. But that did not paint him to be the type of guy that I think he really is. But look, man, we're fans of yours, and this is going to be a tremendous fight. Is this the co-main of the Holloway-Aldo fight?
It's on that card. It's not an official lineup yet, but I would assume it would probably be, yeah.
What a tremendous card this is.
What's the date on this fight?
It is, hold on 1 second. Well, I don't know. Kelvin,
Kelvin knows.
It's June 3rd.
June 3rd in Rio. And nice. To answer your last question, I think I will be the co-main event for that fight.
Oh, nice.
In June. Yeah, that's big. That's huge.
We should go. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Rio, but I'll probably be doing other things and not make it to the fight. I've been to Rio. I was a bad boy, Kelvin.
I don't blame you. I
have photos if you want to see.
Dude, I was taking 100 milligram Viagra's a night. I almost killed myself. I'll never go back.
He would only show up when the sun went down.
Yeah.
Most importantly, do you have any extra of those Viagras?
No, they were over the counter down there. They were spelled different. I don't think they were good.
They actually,
they didn't work on my dick. My arm got stiff. All right. So, all right, Kelvin, listen, man, thank you so much, and good luck in this fight. I'm a big Anderson Silva fan, but it's fun to watch you coming up. So I kind of want to see you win this fight because I think you have a tremendous future.
I'm going on record. I'm rooting for Kelvin.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey.
Okay, cool.
That's my man.
And that has nothing to do with the fact that you enjoyed him at the Laugh Factory.
That didn't hurt.
All right. Yeah. All right. Take care, buddy. Thank you for talking to us.
Thanks, Kelvin.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Big fan of the show, guys. Take care.